Can you tell your acquisition story?
We were bootstrapped in that journey for the first, more than a year and a half, and then we won a contest by Qualcomm and Axel, which gave us some money, and we were growing. But it was slower growth. I would say we were acquiring large customers, but not every month, right? So there'll be like a little bit of dry period where you're not acquiring new customers, and then suddenly we'll acquire a few, etc. So we were trying to figure out the sales thing, but we have a lot of good brands working with us in India, especially as customers, and Southeast Asia. And we were about to raise an angel round. So we had put together the term sheet was in place, the angel investors had agreed to do it. So the whole thing had come together, and I was almost circulating that term sheet to everyone for signatures. And at that time, there was inbound interest in acquiring the company that came from one company, which was backed by a VC. So the VC had reached out saying, "Hey, this portfolio company of mine is interested in figuring out if you folks can work together, and they're interested in your technology, etc." We were like, "No, I know how this goes. Too many companies in the past had told us, we will be trying to sell them product. They will say, no, can we instead acquire you?" And then there'll be like a low ball number. So we said, it's not really something we want to do, because we know that people wouldn't value this enough right now, given where we are in the journey. And they said, no, they're very serious about this. You should at least talk to them. And we had a conversation, and they kept hearing about us everywhere. So they really wanted to do it. And I would say we had like a good negotiation happen, and it felt very favorable. It felt like this was a good deal for us. And at around that time, it happened that there was also a conversation happening with Girish of Freshworks to see if we can bring him also as an angel. But, we just initiated that conversation. He brought us in and said, "Hey, instead of doing it as an angel, will you join us on this journey at Freshworks?" I think they also were aware that we were having this conversation because Axel was an investor in Freshworks. They had also put money in us through that Qualcomm Q prize that we won.
Mhm.
So that information was there, I guess. So both these conversations were happening. And a third conversation was, Tiger Global, one of the VC firms, a friend who knew someone at Tiger had put us in touch. It was very early stage for them, so I wasn't too hopeful, but there was a call with Lee Fixel that was going to happen. On that call again, Lee Fixel said, "Hey, why don't you do this with Freshworks? It's too early for us, but you should do this with Freshworks." And roughly, like very quickly from there, Girish also made a call and said, "I know you have another acquisition offer, but we are willing to, do something similar over here. We don't need to negotiate too much. We'll match whatever someone else will do, etc." And then it became an easy decision for us because Fresh Desk at that time, not Freshworks, right? They were doing fairly well, had a lot of respect in the community for how they were growing. So we thought it's almost a no-brainer then to do it with them, because it was a good value. We didn't have too many investors that we needed to pay back yet. And the way it's done also matters. So Girish wasn't like, "Hey, you want, succeed on your own, you should join us." Instead, the way he would position it was, we need like an entrepreneurial team to come in here and build for the mobile world, the new world where everyone is moving to. And it feels like your company has really focused on that mobile app ecosystem, and you folks will be able to drive that forward over here. So he made it positioned in a way in which it was attractive to us as entrepreneurs to come in there and continue building that business, right? So I think that's critical. So everything came together. Financially, it was good because we hadn't raised money before. All the upside was for us. Felt like a good home for our team. Felt like a good fit from a product in the acquiring company perspective, and just a good fast growing company to be part of.